Zara. I turned the light on and now, y'all, I feel like such a single mother. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, he is so dramatic. I just turned the light on. Look at him. He got medicine in his eyes and everything. Just anyway, y'all. Y'all hear it? Okay, so not him staring me down, screaming. Yeah, lay down, stink butt. Ooh. Anyway, y'all. Hey there, friends. It's your girl K, aka Good Wop. I'm back with another video. So stop playing so fucking much. All right, so y'all, I had just put some like little sneak peeks of the video I need to finish. I started recording today, but my best friend went home. So next time we link, we're gonna finish recording that because that was very impromptu, but that's a real good like video idea or whatever. But I need content. And what's always gonna pop on the channel is a story time. Now, what made me think about this is the fact that it was one of the categories on the game that we was playing. So, I'm gonna tell y'all about you just want some camera time, shoot. Come on. Come on. Do not fall. Come on. Ooh. Ooh, Lord. The biggest baby on the face of the earth. I can't do nothing. That's why I feel like a single mother. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Ew. Cause he just gotta be covered, huh? Mom is doing something. Get your butt out the camera. I'm the only one that does OnlyFans. Oof. Come on, Stink. You are tired. Go to sleep. Anyway, y'all. So this story. What, you want to get down? You need to use your little box. Here. Get down there. Go ahead. Get down. I was home with my kid, Mamiana. He had to use his bathroom. All right, y'all. So like I had said, I'm so sorry. This is gonna be about my first unsuccessful body. I got sneeze. Hold on, y'all. Pause. For real. So this is gonna be my first unsuccessful body. So I don't know if I told y'all or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, this is a very open channel. So first time having sex by choice, like full throttle, was after I graduated high school. I said by choice. Okay, we'll talk about that later. That's we not on no deep shit. We on some lighthearted funny shit. So first time full throttle successfully losing my virginity was after high school. Okay, cool. But let's talk about when I was 15, 16 years old and I snuck that little ugly boy in my house because I may be young, but I'm ready. Had like a little crush, and I was like, as a kid, my curious ass, I was watching porn since I was 13, because in real life sex scared the fuck out of me, but it was fun to look at, and I was just like, oh well, I kept getting teased about not fucking or whatever. I'm not gonna say I was rushing to fuck, but I was wanting to see what the hype was all about. And mind you, as a kid, I was exposed to a lot anyway, so I was just like, well, I might as well do it. And I'm kind of happy it didn't work out. I'm never gonna hold you because hello? Yeah, but anyway, I'm kind of happy it didn't work out anyway. I think he's taking his first poop, y'all. Congratulations, Stinkerbud. Shit, I thought he couldn't shit. Anyway, y'all, I'm so sorry. So yeah, my first. Hello, just bury it. Don't put. Bury it. There you go. Because you gotta watch. Bury it. There you go. Because you gotta watch your new kittens. Because, hello? Sometimes they like to eat their own shit. And that's not good. Come on out. Come on out your bathroom. Yeah, come on out. There you go. Good boy. You did good. High five. High five, Stinker Booty. Your food over there. You did good. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna stop being distracted. So, I said I was gonna stop being distracted just for me to get back distracted. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about, like I said, I was already exposed to like a little bit when I was, not a little bit, a lot when I was a fucking kid. So I guess it was almost natural for me to be inquisitive and want to like try to like figure out that sex stuff for myself. So yeah, I had like this little crush. Like I said, I went to Parkdale High School in Riverdale, Maryland. And what was I? Was I a sophomore? Yeah, because this is when they had just opened up the annex or whatever. So I think I was like a sophomore going into a junior year or whatever. And the way Parkdale was set up, like it was different hallways. Like the second floor, middle hallway, I guess that's what the hood niggas were. Then you had the first floor on the back hallway near the art rooms. That was Hispanic land. And then, and then I had the senior hallway, it was all broken up, whatever. But the way the annex was set up, like I always had to walk past the second floor middle hallway, like going through Little Haiti and Little Jamaica or whatever. It's kind of crazy, but you know how high schools be, different sections, different whatever, different hangout spots, whatever. So I would be so nervous, like going through the second floor middle hallway, because that's what our hood niggas would, and that's when all my little crush was at the time. So he was cute or whatever, real quiet. Initials is FB or whatever. And I liked him. Hey, I love you too. Sure do. So yeah. I liked him. I did, but me not really being confident in myself at the time, me being chubby, because I've always been stacked. Always been stacked, but confidence was not like always there. So yeah, I would like teeter across, I would get a couple of dams, the ass always been fat, whatever. And you know how when you young and not accustomed to certain attentions or whatever, hearing, damn, when you walk past it, it make you put a little extra switch in your shit. We all been through that. Okay. So, long story short, I don't even know how, me and him ended up texting. Oh, I know what it was. It was MySpace. You know how my MySpace was thing, like your top 10, your top 2, your top 5, whatever. And another thing, like, that's when social media was around, my first little taste of social media. And me and him ended up being friends on MySpace. And then we started liking each other's pictures. And then we would send like a message or two. And, I was just like, oh my God, like, y'all, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like at one point in time, like I would really be rushing home to check to see if he responded to my message or something, or move me up in his, like it was very much given infatuation. But long story short, from MySpace, we end up exchanging numbers or whatever, and we start texting. So of course, it goes straight to sex, whatever. I don't know nothing about, like I told you, I was watching porn or whatever, but like in real life, dick scared me. Like sex in general was, even though I was exposed to a lot, it felt, the exposure was given very, hello? You want to be up further, just say that. The exposure was given very like forced to where it was still like awkward for me, you know. But of course, with texting or whatever, first thing come was sex. And I told him that, I was a virgin or whatever. And he was just like, well, whenever you're ready to lose it, just let me know. It's nothing to rush into. He was actually kind of like, I guess, understanding because I guess he had been fucking, he a boy. So, I guess people's parents be having different rules for boys versus girls. Without, I don't fucking know. But he was just like, bless you. So yeah, he was just like, whenever you're ready, don't rush it, da da woo woo. I was just like, trying to play it cool. I'm not rushing nothing, da 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 da. Long story short, he lived like, back in the day, niggas walked everywhere. So I ain't walk, but niggas was walking. So he had lived down bottom, and I was down bottom. Everybody from Riverdale, Maryland at the time know what the fuck down bottom. That's 1600 block. So he lived over there in Auburn Manor at the time, and I was over there on Patterson Street, adjacent to Quintana. So that was around a good 10-15 minute walk from each other for real, if you walk real fast, I guess. So yeah, it got to a point where I was just like, okay, I'm gonna sneak into my house type shit. So because I was just trying to convince myself that I was ready to fuck, knowing that I wasn't. I don't know if it was peer pressure, my curiosity running rampant, me just wanting, I honestly just felt like I said, I was already exposed to so much as a child that I just wanted to, like, so many things was happening to me that was leading up to the actual act. But, I was just wanting to get the shit over with, basically. I was just trying to figure out what is the big hype about it. Why is, like, everybody trying to force me into this, like, so fuck early? I'm like, what the fuck is it? So at this point, it had, like, everybody else's pressure became my pressure on myself. I was just like, well, let's just fucking do it. He's hilarious. I was just like, well, let's just fucking do it. Cool. So first time I stuck him in his house, it was, all I remember, y'all, was cold as fuck. Like, at the time, my birth giver and her husband or whatever was renovating the house. So, in certain walls, it was some exposed drywall, whatever. But I had snuck him in the house through the side door, told him to be quiet or whatever, because they was upstairs sleep hunting, and I was downstairs. I think it was like on a weekend or whatever. We had went to like the back room. It was cold as fuck, but it was a couch in there. He was just sitting there. He was like, okay, well, take off your clothes. Woo woo. Like, y'all, it was awkward as fuck. And mind you, I was nervous, but it was also cold. Like, cold as fuck. Cold as fuck. And I was just like, no, it's freezing here. Da, da, da. He was like, so, because you know what niggas be doing. Like, at the end of the day, like, he here for pussy. Okay? He don't give a fuck if it's cold, hot, dry, heaving, sniffling. He here for pussy. He wants some pussy. You know? So, yeah, long story short, he ended up leaving. And then he had texted me. He was just like, I told you wasn't ready. And then, mind you, in the back of my head, no, my nigga, not. For real, I'm really not ready. But also, even if I was fucking, who the fuck wants to fuck in a cold-ass fucking room? Like, pussy-eyed, about to freeze off. So let's fast forward to, y'all, I be cracking myself the fuck up, honey. I be cracking myself the fuck up when I think about, like, young me. It was hilarious. Okay, so let's go to the second time in the unsuccessful attempt of me fucking. with this dude. So I had brought him over my house, but this time it was like right after school type shit because my birth giver was getting off late or whatever. And I had a good like hour, hour and a half to bring him in, do what we had to do, and then him get the fuck out. So I had a different approach about myself this time. Like, my birth giver had just got me like one of the little Google Chromebook laptops or whatever. And then I had like the Bluetooth that was connected to my phone. I stayed with the Bluetooth in my ear. Like, it was giving real premature entrepreneurial businesswoman. I don't know what it was giving, but I thought it was so cute at the time. But now I'm like, oh, cornball, baby. But you was on to something. So he had came to my house or whatever. He was just looking at me. He was real, he's not like an ugly guy or whatever, but I mean, I wouldn't fuck him now. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second. So he had came to the house. He was like, we gonna go. I said, you can go upstairs in my room. So for real, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I don't know if it was the anticipation. I don't know if I was learning my womanly ways at this time or whatever. But I just sent him up into my room, and I was just like, yeah, I'll be up there in a second. Y'all, he was in my room for at least 10 minutes by himself. I finally came up there, like, with my laptop open. I had closed my laptop, and that's when he was like, oh, you seem busy. I said, no, not really. Y'all, I'm cackling at who the fuck I thought I was. So, yeah. And I remember exactly what I had on. I had on this light pink and, like, dark pink plaid bra and panty set. It had, like, it was real I knew, like, sometimes you could just tell you're not meant to be fucking by the childish ass shit that you be having on. So I had on this little set or whatever, but it was like a bell on my bra, like a little bell. It was different tones of pink plaid bra and panties or whatever. Mind you, y'all, I've always been hygienic, but I wasn't allowed to shave until like I was a senior in high school, whatever. But I've always been flexible, baby. So mind you, hairy but flexible. Okay. So like I told you, I used to watch porn, so it looked I didn't know what I expected to feel, to be completely honest with you. But long story short, y'all, he did not believe I was a virgin, honey, because I know I had, like, okay, so first time, all right, so y'all, like I said, we young as shit, like 16 at the time. And like I said, he must have already been fucking up because he already had a condom and all that other stuff. So, you know how he was already doing the shit that niggas do now. Like, I guess when they don't want you to see, like, how small this shit is or whatever, like, they just don't want you to see it. They just want to, turn you around, put the condom on, stick it in, So he had pulled one of them moves or whatever. And I don't know why, for him to have such a small Peter Weedle, he tried to bend over the fattest ass in America. Like, baby, you don't have enough dick for that. But he still tried. Unsuccessful. But he still tried. But of course it wasn't going in. So, virgin pussy and a fat ass and not enough dick, it's not gonna work out. So then he said, okay, lay on your back, whatever. So I lay on my back and I tucked my legs behind my arms. He was like, oh, damn, you're flexible. And I was like, yeah, and then he gets on top of me, mind you, fully dressed. He gets on top of me, mind you, I'm ass naked. And he still got on his uniform short. He still got on his boxers, but his shoes and his pants is off. And just got his dick out with the condom on. But mind you, when I had went over my back, I really wasn't expecting this shit to hurt because I did look down at his dick. I did. And this nigga had, like, I could tell he was fucking because he knew what condoms and all this shit was. Mind you, I did too. It's sex ed, but, sex education in real life is totally two different things. So I looked down at his dick and I just knew something wasn't right because I'm like, why you have on a Magnum? You need a Trojan. Extra small. So that's another reason why I didn't think that it was going to be, like, too bad because it wasn't big. Y'all, that shit still fucking hurt. That shit still fucking hurt. And then I really thought that, like, you know, it was over with because I did bleed a little bit. He was just like, you know, after the 7 pumps, he was just like, oh, I think you bleeding or whatever. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm about to get shot anyway. And then he, you know, left. So the panicker in me, honey, like right after that happened, even though we had used protection, like I had snuck and made an appointment with my gynecologist or whatever, because like I said, we'll talk about that later, but I was exposed to a lot of shit as a child. So I had already had like a gynecologist or whatever. But I had never like gotten a pap smear because, you know, they would prefer to wait until you're like sexually active or whatever. And I just knew I was sexually active. Like I knew that my hymen was broken or whatever because I had bled a little bit. But me now having that education, I do know, you know, it could have been like fractured, but it didn't. You know, once I'm sure, I'll tell you about how I know that I was still virginal, half virgin, whatever the fuck, how I knew that this link was unsuccessful. So I had went and snuck and I went to go see Dr. Francis over there in Greenbelt, honey. Not thinking, not knowing, you know, that my birth giver still had all rights to my information because I was not over 18 at the time. So I literally skipped school, set the appointment, stuff to go see her, got the exam, all that shit. I wanted to go get tested for STIs and stuff like that because I wasn't about to play with none of that. Like, you know, I really was just thinking that I was not a virgin or whatever. And she was just like, well, I can't. She was just like, what you want me to do? She said, I can't. Your hymen is still here. It's a little torn, but it's still here. So, you know, but she said, I'll do some culture. She said, you know, I'll, you know, make sure you're okay. And I was just like, okay, cool. But then the bitch called my mama. It was like, just want to let you know, your daughter came up here to get tested. I'm like, bitch, mind you. Ugh. I was about to say mind the business that pays you, but my business did pay her. But I'm just like, why are you over here calling her? But then that's the law. You know, I was thinking about none of that shit. But long story short, that's how my birth giver ended up, you know, finding out that I snuck old dude in the house. Let me tell you how she ended really found out. It's gonna be like 2 little stories in one. So remember how I told y'all how me and old dude was talking through MySpace, but then we ended up getting each other number. Okay, so I was very, I don't know if my birth giver was broke OT, but like my introduction to electronics was very slow moving, kind of. So I had like the little Nokia phone in elementary, middle school. I'm talking about like the blue Nokia, like the green screen, like the Snake Game Nokia. Like, you know, I had that. And then I had a flip phone. And then I had like the, when I was in high school, sophomore year, I had the little phone that slid up, you know? Yeah. So I was able to receive picture messages, you know, like a minute phone or whatever. So let me say how she found out that, like, it's like she found out about me sneaking a boy in, my doctor's appointment, and all that stuff all around the same time this happened. So, mind you, after all that, I'm thinking I'm grown or whatever. So then I started talking to this other boy. But, you know, we would just end up sexting or whatever. And my mother was my birth giver. She's my mother today, but I just like to say birth giver because it takes like we ain't gonna go to that anyway. So she was one of them people that parents that like will wait till their kid go to sleep, then go through their phone or whatever. So my dumb ass, not having lock on my phone, not deleting messages, you know, whatever. She had seen a picture of the other dude's dick. Mind you, I was never gonna fuck this man. Let me tell you why I was never gonna fuck this man. Because Mr. Little Peter Weedle, that shit hurt. Now this nigga that was trying to put his whole dick in me, like he was a fucker. He was a fucker. So I've like, even to this day, baby, I'm 29 now. That man has never touched me. Okay? And this was MS. Okay? I'm 29 now and I still don't want that dick. That thing big. Okay, I thought I was ready for Mr. 3-inch. How the fuck I go from 3-inch to 9.5? Why the fuck is your dick that big at our age? Like, mind you, I told you I had snuck old dude in the house like when I was 15, 16. I started talking to this other dude when I was like 16, 17. I was like a junior, senior in high school. Cause I told you I graduated when I was just about to turn 18. I graduated in May. I turned 18 in August. So, like, why the fuck is your dick that big at 16, 17? But let me tell you how my mama found that I had snuck the previous dude in the house with all the unsuccessful link and the sneaking to go get the doctor's appointment and get tested and all that stuff. Because, like I said, she's one of the people that went through your kid's phone while they're sleeping. And she had seen a picture of the new dude dick. The dick that was never going to touch not near part of this pussy. Not near part. It was scary. That's how big it was. So why she come in, she's like, dramatic. A Cancer. She's a Cancer. So, you're having sex? First of all, you over here with your narcissistic ass crying in my face, but you put on a show for me with all these emotions, but you just sat here and told the whole family that I'm a whore, like I'm fucking, da da da, woo woo. And I'm the last person to have a conversation where you didn't tell my business to every adult in this family, but then you come to me and be like, oh, so, you fucking. Girl, shut the fuck up. Of course, I tried to lie about it. I'm like, no, I ain't fucking. And then that's when the Dr. Francis called and told her about how I had skipped school, snuck to go get an STI treatment, whatever. And then I had to wind up telling her, I was like, well, I ain't fuck him. I said, but I did try to fuck him, you know. And then when it was more explained about, you know, about how it was unsuccessful because my hymen wasn't completely broken, even though it was a little blood, he still didn't pop the whole cherry. Then I would. So, y'all, that was a mess. But that's like, you know, like a little story of my first unsuccessful losing my virginity body story situation. You know, it's like a double up. It was kind of like, you know, I told you about how I tried to lose my virginity the first time. It did not work. And then I told you about my first time sexting. Let me tell you what was funny, though. Let me tell you what was funny. So like I said, when she went through my phone, she seen the dick pic of the new dude. You know, like I said, the nigga who, I don't know how the fuck, I don't know, even to this day, that's a big dick. That's a big one. So watching funny, she was like, this is a human hysterectomy. I'm like, now that, like, I'm 29, I'm like, because mind you, it's big. But now I'm over here like, girl, you ain't never seen a big dick before? I'm like, girl, she called that little boy, because at the time we was 16, 17. She called that 17-year-old dick a human hysterectomy. I am screaming to this day, honey. But I got a little seasonal code. But yeah, y'all, that's the story time of the first time I tried to fuck it, but it didn't work out. And y'all, to this day, like, when y'all see this new video that I'm uploading or whatever, I couldn't show my best friend a picture of him because he's like one of them random people. Like, I don't know if it's because he's a Gemini, but like once in every blue moon, like he'll find me on Instagram. Like to this day, he'll find me on Instagram or message me on Messenger and be like, oh, how you doing? Because I ran into him before. Like, you know, he said my number before. Like, we went out to eat before. Like, you know, to where, you know, I guess he know that we really fuck for real, you know, when we tried to fuck, you know. So I don't know if he's in his grown man. I don't know if his dick grew some more. Because, you know, men stop growing at 21. I don't know. All I know is that I don't want to try no more. Like, I wouldn't fuck him again. I really wouldn't. Like, even though I didn't know shit about dick, shit about sex for real, aside from Pornhub and xnxx.com, honey. Like, I know I wouldn't enjoy that. You know, so he'll every once in a blue moon pop up and try to fuck me, and I still say no, and then he blocked me, disappeared for years, then do it again. And when's the last time he blocked me? What, a year ago? Because he had popped up, he was like, oh, so, you know, I'm better now. Nigga, it was never about the experience because I didn't have nothing to compare it to. It's about the fact that I thought it was gonna hurt because it was small. It still hurt. And now that I'm 29 and I've actually fucked, I have standards, and I'm not sorry. I know it's a woman out here be talking about it's not about the size of the emotional. Bitch, suck my dick. Okay, I understand it's about the ocean, motion in the ocean. Okay, that's real cute, but you got to bring a dick to the boat. In my case, I'm not about to sit here and suck on a belly button. I'm not about to fuck a hernia. What's them little belly buttons that be poking out? An Audi? I'm not like, baby, I am plus size and my ass is fought. This pussy is fought. Not fat, fought. Okay, you need an additional, like, you need a spare 2.5 inches to get past the ass cheeks. I'm not, cause baby, I gets down and does the dirty, you know, and I be want to enjoy myself, and I'm not in the business of fake moaning. I'm not in the business of, I ain't known. Y'all, I still fuck my old bodies because, like I said, my pickup was broken. Like, these niggas wasn't made for relationships, but they could fuck. I still fuck my old bodies off the base of that. These niggas know how to, like, ooh, these niggas can fuck and they give some pussy. No. Even though old dude, I guess, is considered an old body, even though he didn't fully break my hymen, but he's an old body that I would not recycle. He's not in my bin. He's not in my recycle bin. He's in the trash can, waiting to be permanently deleted. But y'all, I've been talking enough. My son over here trying to sleep. He is asleep, actually. He doesn't give a damn about what's going on. But yeah, y'all. So that's a little random late time. I don't want this camera to fall, but yeah, let me hold that right there. So y'all, it's your girl Kay, honey. And I want to give y'all like a cool little content late night story time. Because there's more to come. I think I want to start uploading every 3 days now. Like, cause once a week, I gotta go to Reach, baby. And we got to get there. One way or fucking another. So y'all, it's your girl Kay. And I am out. Bye.